When we have moments that fill our emotions with conviction, it may become overwhelming due to our mind's functionality. The mind is designed to consider the report our emotions send, but logically. As previously shared in our channeled message, emasculation, the mind does not feel, and that is for good reason. It helps keep the balance. Otherwise, we could be swimming in a overwhelming sea of emotion. The same is true for our emotions. It helps keep the balance. Otherwise, we could be stagnated by the bombarding of overthinking everything. Both the masculine and feminine principle is very valuable to our being. So when our emotions are overwhelming, the mind steps in to assist, considering the house, the dwelling is shared. If the emotions aren't at ease, the mind suffers. And if the mind is overwhelmed by way of our emotions, then what is being felt isn't important because it's overloaded. And those feelings being added to the queue, if you will, are going to be addressed in the order they were received. That is the mind's way of logically handling the feedback. Now, our emotions are waiting, and depending on our masculine principles, mental muscle will determine our feminine's principles update. Our emotions may settle, considering mentally we understand why our feelings are as they are. In other words, we're not confused. So there is a sense of comfort our emotions will feel as a result of our masculine's mental muscle. When this occurs, trust is being built between the two. So much so, our emotions regulate what is felt, and our body as a whole feels good. This is where you get the saying, happy wife, happy life. It wasn't conveying one's principles value over the other. It was conveying divine order. If our feminine principle, which is our emotions, doesn't feel good, it is the report of the body, not just one faculty. It is the spirit overseeing the union between our mind and emotions that keep this order, even as it's doing through this message. It is a divine mediator setting the record straight, because a house divided doesn't stand to exist. And it's reasonable to say that both our masculine and feminine principle want to function. That is the way they were designed. Friction between the two denotes they are working. They just need some golden guidance by way of the spirit to remember, meaning to come back into assembly for divine transformation to occur. You like what I did there, huh? Yes, it's the spiritual significance behind the movie Transformers. Now, I know Chris Brown may have made an impression on the collective, bringing our attention to the physical plane through his song, I Can Transform You, but that is not what I'm talking about here. None of that matters when an individual is experiencing disunion within between their principles. What will end up happening instead is people perpetuating further disunity by turning their attention to others. And these others are just not in the driver's seat to steer. You are. You are, by divine design, the designated driver of your vehicle. And it is your awareness of this responsibility that allows for deliberate steering. If you don't know who you are, what I'm saying may not resonate, and you will find yourself continuing to do exactly what I said here, going without expecting unity within. When we are inspired, golden guidance has been received, meaning you've been motivated to go within. Something someone has said or done made the light in you brighten, having been dimmed by information led by the flesh as opposed to the spirit. Led by the flesh meaning outside in. For nothing was manifested without first being within. So when we don't like what we see, when we're seeing life in the reverse, the solution isn't to find resolve from the perception you are currently holding. A correction of vision is necessary to even know that you are seeing life in the reverse before you can discern what you are perceiving. We say all of this to make it clear that in a heated moment, it is only so because there is something that must be addressed within you. Looking at someone else as if they are the reason for your temperament, it is only going to set you up to believe the fruits of the spirit are born of those who get others to do as they please. And that is a lie. You are likened to a tree. And how does a tree bear fruit? It must be rooted. It must receive water. It must receive sunlight and so forth. It meaning not someone else. To have your own, you cannot be the variable in the equation. You have to be the equation.